To get her.
Hey, guys. Oh my God, I have a brand new show for you. Okay. This is both sides of the mic, the real his and hers unfiltered. And we're ditching the filters and finally talking about relationships the way they actually happen. I am your host, and I've got Will here, who is going to be an incredible co host. And we are here to show you what it looks like when a woman's truth and a man's perspective kind of go head to head and heart to heart. This is not therapy, it is not scripted. We're going to have real conversations about love, communication, life, and the beautiful mess in between. A little quick intro for who we are and why we are the authority on relationships. Okay, I bow to my friend Will here because he is a four-time divorce champ. Okay, so he knows what it takes. I'm close behind with two under my belt. He's been married for a year and a half now. Blended family, has 12 kids. I hate myself right now because I don't know how long I've been married, but it's been like 83 years. Okay. 83 years. And he will correct me and tell me what's going on with that. Maybe that's the secret to success. You forget when you got married and how long it's been. Because if you're keeping track and you're counting down the days, maybe you're too hyper focused. I don't know. Anyway, Will is also a 15-year Air Force vet. He was in Iraqi freedom, enduring freedom. He's been in marketing and sales. I met him at Indian Motorcycle. And I'm Brandon Lynette. I am your favorite podcast host. I host the Listen Bitch podcast. I host the Boiling Point Faith and Fire podcast. I am a three-time Amazon bestseller and a mindset coach. So we've got you covered, you guys. We've got you covered. We are excited. The magic of our show is that people aren't just getting one version of truth. Like you're getting several just from my multiple personalities. And then we're getting Will's perspective that ideally because he is a man, he's probably going to keep us all grounded. But I think it's
Well,
important to
we'll
point
see.
off like real life, you guys, it's we speak different emotional languages. And that's I think why couples argue. That's why they misunderstand each other, and that's why there is a disconnect. So I guess really my goal for our show for you guys is I want to help you with this. I want to help you with this. I want to help you bridge the gap, not just how men think versus how women really interpret it in real time, but like life is happening because it's not like it's just the two of us in the house. I've got six kids, Will with 12 with a blended family, full-time jobs. I know his wife is killing it out there with an incredibly huge and powerful business, impactful on her community, part of her community. They have a lot going on. So real life is happening.
Yeah,
And we're navigating everything in between that
every day.
every day. I
Every
thought
day.
a little bit about what our first topic today, and I think it's a good one. I mean, I this is how I do it, you guys. I'm like, what are the top 10 Googled questions about relationships? So if you're thinking of starting a podcast, it's that simple. I went to Google. What are the top 10 questions that people are asking? And it is bizarre because number nine was how to kiss. That's so weird to me.
What?
Number nine. Yeah. So bizarre. But yeah, number two, how to build trust in a relationship. And that's the one I chose because this ideally, I don't care who you are. This is the foundation of anything and everything that you're going to do. It makes or breaks a relationship. Um and I don't know, I feel like trust is not just about like not cheating. You know what I mean? Like it's about the consistency. It's about do your words match your actions? It's about tone and timing and that gut feeling. Like we want that gut feeling like we feel safe here. What is the guy's perspective of trust?
Yeah, trust. But you just went to the mountaintop with the first topic, didn't you?
I mean, why not? It's
Well, if you don't have trust, you don't have anything. Absolutely, that's 100%. Without trust, It's if you make mistakes in the relationships, it's even hard to even get that back or work on that back because I don't know, on the female side, it's always lingering in the back of your head with just regular, everyday, day to day things going on, you know. But trust is everything, and how do you build it? You know, with trust, and of course with relationships, especially if you're entering a new relationship. Um,
Yeah.
that's where you start building that trust. But then as soon as you lose it, it's damaging.
That's interesting because I also would agree that trust is never automatic, like not even in the beginning. And I feel like that's a little bit of a fallacy with people. Like the only thing that I think that's automatic in a relationship is going to be hope. Like hope that this time it's going to be different. Hope that this person really means what they say, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hope that your heart isn't going to end up duct taped back together. But
Yeah.
trust, I feel like that is something that is built like one honest moment at a time.
No, you're right. With that, and of course with every aspect of your relationship from very beginnings and just going on through the weeks, the months, the years, um, everything that you do is based off of that. The biggest thing is communication. One of my uh, sergeants, when I was stationed up in Alaska, he said communication is the universal lubricant to all relationships, both personal and professional. And and being able to have that trust means you also have to communicate well as well. I know that uh, Dr. Gary Chapman, he wrote the book of the five love languages,
Mm.
and with all of those, and I encourage everyone to just take the test, and even with your partner, take the test with the five love languages, and find out where you each stand, because sometimes um, what you're thinking up here isn't coming out right here, and your love language might be um, doing acts, acts of service, but another one is gifts of affirmation, and it's like, why does this guy keep giving gifts? He never tells me he loves me. Well, he's telling you that he loves through different like gifts and stuff that he buys you. Or she isn't telling me that she loves me, but the house is always clean, and my laundry's always folded and put away. I never have to worry about that. No, she's showing you that she loves you through those. And I think a lot of people miss that uh, just throughout the course of the relationship, and never realize that everyone, like you said in the very beginning, everyone has their different quirks, with even male and female, in the relationship. And being able to identify the love language makes things a lot easier, makes trust a lot easier. Just having that communication, being honest, not being shady. I'm guilty of that. Absolutely. I've had to learn throughout the years that the things and the choices that I was making obviously were not right, hence the four divorces. And being able to be, have that communication, and, no game playing, nothing like that. And just being straight up with your partner is so pertinent.
And you think that knowing a love language is one of the foundational pillars for building trust.
I think it helps. It definitely helps. Being able to see the love language, know it, and know it from your partner. Hey, I know when she does this, I'll just say she. When she does this, she's telling me that she loves me. And if you do things right and biblically, that's reciprocated. Hey, she's doing this for me, I'm going to do this back for her. Well, he's doing this for me, I'm going to do this back for him, and it just goes back and forth like that. And it's not just doing things, it's every little thing, like having a date night like we've talked about before,
Mm-hmm.
or just doing things around the house together, helping each other with the dishes, just all those little things. Messaging each other throughout the day, hey, how's your day going, you know just showing like, hey, I'm vested in you, not just for now but for the long haul. So, and I
So
think
kind of like,
all of those
yeah,
build trust, when it comes to building trust. So,
ideally, like it trust grows from the patterns, not the
mhm.
promise. Like anyone can say, you trust me. But like when their actions are consistently telling the same story over and over,
Right.
we've got a pattern.
We got a
Um,
pattern.
what do you think, like, how important is it for us to be paying attention to, say, recovery speed? Like maybe someone messes up and everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
I was
Like,
having a, I was having a conversation. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it's like, how long do you wait for that recovery? How long do you wait for to be able to build that trust? And I, I didn't have an answer, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things when enough is enough, and you just know it in your heart. You're no longer vested. Um, then you know that that's just something that's just never going to be there. And it's just best to be honest with each other, have that tough conversation, and move on. Move on. Be adults about it. Um, don't steal his CDs. You know,
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
you know, give him back his hoodie. Just
Right.
and just move on. Like adults about it. But
Trust is not destroyed by mistakes. It's just not. What is it's destroyed because of the cover up, the bullshit excuses, and then there's this incredible avoidance that comes after. And I feel like just taking accountability, like,
yeah.
look, I really fucked up. I just fucked up. Here it is. And what can you do when your partner comes to you and they're like they lay everything out? It's
Well,
what is there? You just understand, like, I'm either going to accept this and we're going to move forward.
yeah, in my older age now,
Yeah. Mhm.
older, you know, um, the biggest thing is for me that has been really hard is to just shut up and listen.
Okay.
Um, I just needed to shut up and listen and kind of process. Don't be too quick to respond. And just process and listen to everything that they're saying. Ask questions if you're not understanding. Don't just assume. And and keep it going, and keep the argument going per se. Ask questions, understand where they're coming from. Be forgiving. If you want that relationship, be forgiving, be loving, be understanding. Don't be afraid to give the hug. I'm just gonna say, a lot of women want just a hug, just to say, hey, everything's gonna be all right.
Mhm.
um, hey, you forgot to pay the bill. It's okay. We'll get it paid. We have a fee. Okay. This is every life stuff. We have a fee, but it's just try not to go there. Thank you so much for being honest with
I'm losing you on your sound.
me. Okay,
I'm
maybe
losing
I'm
you. You
not
guys
close
make
enough.
him repeat that. You were on a roll. It was great. I
I,
want them to hear it.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just saying, just be honest and open about it. And I know that, I know with my wife, sometimes if she's having a bad day, she just wants a hug, and just be there and, hug her, let her know everything's going to be okay. And then the biggest thing, and I'm absolutely guilty of this, is just let it go. Like,
Yeah.
don't use it in a future conversation. Don't use it in a future argument. Oh, well, remember last week when you didn't pay the bill? No, that's done. That's over with.
Hmm.
That was last week. You can't change anything about last week. Can't change about anything about the past. And the biggest thing is just moving on and moving forward and continuing to grow with one another. That's where all those little things is what builds trust in the relationship.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like both sides weaponize truth and that affects vulnerability. And if you can't be vulnerable, like if my husband can't tell me everything, what's the point of him telling me anything? Like
Yeah.
you
Keeping
guys
things out.
are two sides of the same coin. I am the feminine and the feminine side of everything in our life. He is the masculine side of everything in life. You have to be able to be honest with that and not weaponize the things that you know are going to hurt each other. And I think a lot of times, especially when building trust in a relationship, a lot of people find safety and security in being a victim. And that is a huge manipulation in your relationship. to
Yeah.
where it's always like he did this. And our nervous system, like ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Our nervous system keeps receipts. Like it's not even something it's just not even intentional. It is how we are wired. So like if you're still anxious every time your spouse is late or when they're super quiet, like you're not going fucking crazy. It's because something in the past programmed you in this moment to be unsafe. And unless you actually talk about that, and guys, you got to give her space. It's the same thing. Like you have to give us that space. We just want to be heard and validated. Fuck a hug. Just tell me, like, it's cool that you're super pissed off and uncomfortable right now because I know some shit happened to you, but like, I'm not that guy. This is what's going on right now. What can I do to prevent this? If I'm going to be late, do you need a phone call? If this is going to happen, what do you need to reset the nervous system? And it's a complete rewiring. Like we have
I
to
think,
relearn.
no, you're right. And I think with on the man side, we're problem solvers. We want to fix it immediately. We want to make it happen like right now. And in our minds, if it's okay in the moment, then it's okay forever.
Right.
You
And it's a
know,
pride thing. I think pride keeps you guys kind of blind because you are prideful and you don't want things to be wrong. And if you're a good guy and your girl's not happy, like you go on the defense of like, this isn't cool because I'm doing my job. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm loving you. Like you take it all very personal when we are so multifaceted. Like you got to give girls room to be girls.
yeah, you do.
And I think guys need to set pride aside and let your girls be girls.
You do. Whether it be having a girls' date or they go out pedicure or whatever it may be. Sometimes where I'm asked if I want to go do that, and I'm like, you know what? You're with your daughters, or hey, you're with your friend, your coworkers. Why don't you guys go hang out together? I'll just stay here, do things around
I
the
am
house.
losing your sound again.
I'll do things around the house. So I do
Yeah.
apologize.
You
You
guys, look
know,
at us. Our mics are twinning. That's super cute.
I got good advice.
Yeah. And Will keeps trying to back up away from it, you guys. We need him to like be right on top of it.
I know. I
Like,
gotta.
don't back away.
I have to make some fixes here, but for the first
We'll
one,
do that.
I'll do it like this. I have it in my hands.
Yeah. It is important though that we are asking the honest questions in a relationship about gauging like through the natural progression, do I trust this person yet? Can this person handle the weight of the truth over time? You know, like you build trust by being trustworthy yourself. And when I've worked with couples before. Fun fact, I was excited to go to school to be a marriage counselor. So lots of psychology under my belt. Did I finish? Hell no, because you cannot put me in an office job. Okay. We gave up with that. No classrooms, no office job. But it's very important that you do what you say you're going to do and you give this relationship 100% of you. And I feel like God always has us. Okay. And if we can put that at the foundation, and I guess maybe I should have put that in our intro because I'm going to be honest here. Like, if you are building any kind of relationship and you do not have God as your foundation, rocky ground from the start. And I say this as someone who knowingly and willingly married someone who told me he didn't believe in God. So I don't want you to think right now. I don't want you to be like, oh my God, I could never talk about Jesus with my husband. Okay. Because that man prays for us every single night now. Like it was enough faith. Like, God, I know you're bringing this guy. This isn't about me or what I can do. It's about what you are going to allow him to see through me. You can build trust with people, but if you do not anchor it in God, because this way, even if your partner fails you, your foundation doesn't crumble. You just reset your boundaries. And this was a trauma response for me in a way that I got remarried. I got remarried. I never put my married name on anything. It's not on my books. It's not in my business. It's not in my podcast, because when you get married, you never think you're going to get divorced. And the last time I got divorced, I never thought I was going to get divorced. I got an ultimatum. He wanted to be done. I can't make him stay. Cool. He's leaving. People leave. The only thing I can count on is myself. And so every day, I never guarantee that my husband isn't going to just come home from work and keep driving. That's not promised to me. Any given day, anybody can change their minds. It happens more than you would think. But like, I know, because my foundation is with God, that I will always be okay no matter what he chooses. So my job is to be the best version, be the most trustworthy person I can be for this relationship. Because when you know that you've showed up at your fullest potential, that the problem isn't you. If he left, that's his problem. And I never had a chance with that. So I think that foundation with God is super important. But I think it's very important that if you want trust in a relationship, you have to be absolutely trustworthy.
Yeah, and it starts with communication.
Yeah.
Communicating. You wouldn't be. I mean, you would be surprised on just the little things that you communicate end up being huge. You know, and like I said earlier, the text messages throughout the day,
Yeah.
um, doing little things like, "Hey, I'm going to be home early, and I'm going to have dinner done for you. You know, by the time you get home, you had a long day." And vice versa. It goes back and forth. She does it for me. I do it for her. You know,
Yeah.
her big quirk is dishes. She can't stand a dirty kitchen. So it's like, I know as soon as I'm
Yeah.
done with this, my butt's going upstairs and I'm going to make sure that kitchen's, I'm loading up the dishwasher and getting it done. So
Right.
communicating with her, and she's like, I can trust in him that things are going to be done when I get home. And it's one less thing that she has to stress about and one less thing I have to stress about. And
And
like I said,
that's
it's
not
a,
just communication, you're taking
yeah,
action,
yeah,
you're backing it up. And I
yeah,
think
not,
that's important.
yeah, not just saying, but doing. Um, it, Everything that comes out of your mouth is just lip service. That's all it
Yeah.
is. It's people can say whatever they want, but it's those that do, that follow up with what they say that they're going to do. That's a whole other story.
I mean, spot on for communication though, because it still is important to talk about that, because what is going to build trust for me may not be the same thing that builds trust for my husband. So being able to communicate, because ladies, guys cannot read your mind. They
Believe it or
cannot.
not, we can't. We
And this
really
is the
can't.
thing. This is the thing. It's easy to look at my husband and be like, don't you know me by now? Like, don't you know me by now? No,
You would think it worked that way, but
I'm not the
it
same
really doesn't.
person on any given day. He doesn't know who the fuck I'm going to be. And, you know, he's called me out on shit. Like, I send him these very sweet texts. In the moment, he's at work. He works 12 hours a day. I don't see him very often. And so I send him these very sweet, loving texts. By the time I do see him in person, I'm not that same person. And he's like, I don't understand. Like, you sound one way on a text. I come home, you're stressed out, your eyes are cross-eyed, your hair's everywhere. Like, you look like you're on the breaking point. I'm like, I am. Like, I'm tired of the kids. That was a moment that I really, really felt. And it was about communicating, like, you know, what would make me feel better is if you're going to send these texts, be the same person that's talking to me through text in person. And very simple fix. It is that, what do I need to do? Because he's going to be here at 11:30. What is it that I need to do to be able to be that same person I was 3 hours ago? You know, scream in a pillow, punch a wall. I don't know what it takes. Life is stressful and he catches me on the wrong moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that communication. So he can trust now, like, I'm that same person that texts him the cheesy, loving stuff, and not the cold person that when he walks in the door, I'm like, I'm going to bed and straight upstairs, right? Which
I'm
has
done.
happened.
I'm done
Like,
with today.
I'm a stay at home mom, y'all. I homeschool. So there's no off button with kids and me. So there's no off button. And he's starting to recognize that, especially I used to have an outlet. I bartended a couple days a week, and it's not fitting for our family for me to do that right now. And so there is no off button. And so he gets that. He gets that right now in this season. It's coming at me from all over the place, you know? And so there is that communication. Like he communicated what he needed. I can work on giving him that, vice versa. But actions are going to back it up. If Will knows that Jen wants dishes done, he's not just going to say, I'll do the dishes. Like he is going to go upstairs and actually do the things that is
Yeah.
building foundational things in a relationship. What
I,
about
I
when it is cheating?
oh
Can
Jesus.
you get
Yeah.
past that?
Uh Here's the deal. You can. Um
Okay.
but here's the deal. You have to be open, honest, very transparent. Um, but here's the trick. If you plan on working it out after an event like that,
Okay.
um, then the past stays in the past. Throwing it in someone's face over and over and over again does not help you move on and try to grow again, if
Is
that
that the
makes sense.
perspective of someone that cheated or someone that's been cheated on? Because they're going
Uh,
to have two
the
different
the
sides to that.
person the person that cheated, the person that's been cheated on, they're going to do that. I get that. I understand that. But of course, communicating, being transparent, doing what you say that you're doing. I mean, all those things can be worked on, but it is very difficult if you keep going backwards, keep going backwards, keep going backwards. Um, it does makes things a lot harder.
So you don't think it's impossible? Like, say Jen has an affair right now. Like
Hmm.
she's having an affair, you're recording a podcast. Okay.
Right.
She tells you the truth about it. You don't think that's a deal breaker. You think you could ever trust her again, or how does
Um,
that work for you?
So anything can be cured in time. I don't think right away it would be very easy. I think your heart would be very broken. I mean, I don't know about you, but we've all been cheated on. Uh, I was, you know, it's
Did
it
you hear that
sucks.
collectively? The audience went, "Oh,
Yeah, no, but I've done it. So there you go. I've
oh,
done
you
it,
lost
and
him now."
yeah, so I'm not perfect, and I'm not here on this podcast to say that I'm a perfect angel. I'm just giving my own perspective of all the experiences that we both have collaboratively, you know. Um, so proud of it? No, absolutely not. Um, I hate that part of my life, and I vowed to
Yeah.
never do anything like that ever again. It just makes you feel like crap. It does. I think that better communication could have been handled on both sides. I'm not going to say just me. I think it's an equal thing, back and forth. Being willing to listen, being willing to trust each other, doing the things that you say you're going to do,
Mm-hmm.
and uphold that and keep doing that. Um, finding adolescent reasons to just say, okay, well, I've had enough. I'm going to do this. Um, just be done with it. Don't do it. And
What
my
are
own
steps you would
mistakes.
take? I'm saying, like, honestly, like, walk people through that. Cause I feel like in my situation, it's a deal breaker. Like,
Yeah, no, I get
you
that.
made a
I mean,
choice. You made a
that
choice,
individual
and
got
I'm not included in that.
that individual got to the point in their life where they felt like that they were done. Okay? But here the person that committed the act. You know, uh, why did you do that? What is the reasonings behind that? Well, because of A, B, C, and D, are the reasons. And I've tried for years for you to communicate with me, and you've never been there to listen to me. And I got caught in a vulnerable moment where someone else was willing to listen to me, and I got wrapped up in that. And you know, that's a common thing that
Yeah.
happens a lot. Is
I'm losing your sound again.
someone being there.
Yeah.
So, uh, I, is it a
But
deal breaker?
I feel like
Most
that,
cases, it probably is.
yeah.
Um, but if your focus was on God in the first place, it shouldn't have. happened anyways.
Right. I mean, yeah, we could talk about it shouldn't happen. But I also think if
But it
people do
does.
this, like if I cheat on my husband, I'm not going to tell him it's his fault. Well, because I told you I wanted this, you didn't do it, so I went and did something else somewhere else. Like there's something fundamentally wrong with me if I can't find a way to move through the relationship with integrity. So I feel like that's a deal breaker. And to put that on someone else, like ladies, if your guy cheats and he puts it on you, red flag, run. Like just be done.
Yeah,
Be
and
done.
that's what I was saying is that most of the time it's like, well, I did it because you A, B, and C and D.
Yeah.
It was your choice. You're the one that made that choice. Why did you make that choice? Why did
Right.
you say that it was okay? And
What
where
would
do
be
we
your
go from here?
steps? What would be your steps? Jenny comes home and she's like, Will, I had an affair. If you're
Yeah,
okay and you're like, I love you so much that I'm willing to work this out, like, what are the steps to rebuild the trust? When she leaves to go to a meeting and you're not going, like, maybe she
yeah.
works with the guy.
What
Like, how
what's
do
going
you,
on in your mind for
yeah,
the
what
next
is going on?
couple days while she's gone? What are you going to be thinking? Um, no, I can see that being very hard, and this is a very tough topic, but we're talking. Um, First off, there has to be a conversation, obviously, and I could say, "Oh, I love you so much. Let's work this out." But what if she's not there? You know what? No,
Right.
I did it because I'm done. Well, if
Yeah.
you're done, then okay, fine. Then I mean, setting up for a
But if
divorce is
she's
what.
like, I made a mistake, Will, it was a one-time thing, it's never going to happen again. Like, as a guy, for one, as a girl, I'm not going to buy that. If my husband had an affair and he tried to be like, look, it was a stupid mistake, I'm an idiot, because my love has never changed for him, right? I'm not the one that stepped out. So that's the worst part of the hurt, is like there's not any part of me that sees that. But if he was like, I made this huge mistake, um even if I was like, okay, let's try to work this out, I'm never going to sleep again. Like my nervous system is fucked. Everything he does,
Yeah.
every time his phone rings, every time anything happens.
I think something that would go through my mind a lot too is the actual act. I'd be thinking
Ugh,
about that all the time. It would drive me freaking bonkers.
he would never get to put his hands on me again. I would be like, don't
I would
fucking
go
touch me.
I would go crazy. So yeah, no, I get both sides. I
Well, I
do.
love that you say that it could be built again, because I mean that is a deal breaker for me. And it's one of those things, again, like I say, you guys, no matter how much you build trust, if you haven't built it on that foundation of God, like you're screwing yourself, because I know I'll be okay. If someday this happens, I'm okay. I did my best. I have zero regrets. I was the best person I could be for him. And if that wasn't enough for him, that is not my problem. I am still worthy of like the greatest love story. I'm still worthy of everything being okay. And then God's going to take care of me. But like, I
That's what I
just,
think. That's what I think is like, I think you hit the nail on the head is as long as you're putting your 100% in, both need to put in the 100%, not me 75 and you 100. You know what I mean? Like that it just
yeah,
doesn't work out. If as long as you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff because you're both like, completely vested in each other.
right,
Um, but yeah, that stuff does happen. And can it be fixed? It can. Um, it's not easy. It's not easy. Like I said, the acts that you're thinking about, the actual, well, what
right.
led up to this, the conversations, um, the actual physical intimacy of you of that person and your loved one. Um,
Yeah,
so many things. But if you do want it bad enough, then yeah, it can be fixed. Um, it just sucks.
right. I mean, that would suck. And I mean, it would be heartbreaking in
Oh
in
yeah.
a personal situation, especially when kids are involved, because they're not asking for this, And so do you bite the bullet and swallow back what you believe, like your core integrity, and you stay together for the kids? Like, do you go through that? Because I can't.
I was told you don't stay together for the kids. It ends up being, I've heard this several times. It's just not. something that I made up. I've heard it from therapists and
Yeah.
psychologists. So you don't stay together for them. It's actually worse. You're showing them that it's okay to do those things and that you shouldn't stick up for yourself.
Right.
Um, you know, and it shows a false sense of love. I'll tell you what, divorce is tough when it comes to the kids. And
Oh
some
my gosh.
one thing that comes to my mind is, and this just popped in my head right now, is when my parents got divorced. So it was in 1996. My mom had left our house. Uh, she just had enough, I guess. I don't know. Um, and my dad always suspected that she may be seeing somebody else, but we didn't know. None of
Okay.
us kids knew. I was 18, going to be 19 in September. Um, and then my mom's like, "Hey, we all need to get together for Thanksgiving." So Thanksgiving in 1996, my mom announces to all of us that she and my dad are getting divorced at Thanksgiving. You know, and then and I remember I was standing there at the counter and I said, "Is this over another guy?" And she hesitated and just looked at me and she shook her head, yes. You know, uh, for me as a child, I mean, older child, a teenager,
Yeah.
um, that was one of the most difficult things that I dealt with for years,
Wow.
even being older, because then me being older, I had time to reflect on our family over the last 18 years, ever since I could remember anything. And it was like, from all the things that my dad would say, because now your parents are using you as a punching bag to the other parent,
Yeah.
you
You're the
know.
go between.
I'm
Yeah.
the go-between, and I'm sitting there listening to both of them, and I'm like, my entire life of what I thought a loving family should be was an absolute lie. And that's what I came up with in my head. It was just, that's what I kept thinking to myself over and over and over again, was
Yeah.
seeing my mom sit on my dad's lap, um, having dinner, having family game night, just all of these things that we did together, going camping, going up to the UP for years and years and years. And it was like, but they were both holding a secret, that
Right.
and it was like, oh, you should have just divorced each other when you had the chance. So I would have actually seen truth and not grown up with 18 years of lies,
Right.
you know? So I can see that perspective when that is being told not to stay together for the kids. So,
Right.
I mean, in the end, they're going to be leaving. They move out, right? I mean, you've
Right.
had a couple that move out, and I do as well. Um, And then what are you left with? You're left with each other. You're going to be staring at each other, empty nesters. What do we have?
Right.
Did we
Right.
just live a life of lies, and cheating and all of this stuff? And we never really even liked each other. We were just with each other out of convenience.
Right.
Um, and then what are you going to do? Tell your 18, 20, and 22-year-old kids, hey, we're getting divorced now that you guys are gone. It's like, come on,
You take that core foundation from them.
yeah,
They
yeah.
question everything,
And
who
that's
they
what I
are.
did.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
questioned the whole entire thing, and maybe that's part of my problem, you
Probably
know?
why you're that
Yeah.
four-time divorce champ. It makes a lot of
Well,
sense.
no one likes a show off, so
I feel like you're showing off.
right.
But I do think it's important. And you guys, like, this should be something. I do want this to be a conversation because Will thinks that trust can be built after an affair. I am saying it's a hard no for me. So I want to know what you guys think.
Yeah,
And
it's a good question.
if you think that it's something that can be worked through, like, I want to know how you do that. And because you're my fucking hero. Like, that's huge. That's huge to me. So I want you guys to share that in the comments. You can message me on Facebook anywhere. I definitely want to have your answer for that. But I feel like, as far as trust and rebuilding, when I got divorced, I made it very clear. I divorced the same person twice. Made it very clear, if I'm going to get in a relationship ever again, like, things are going to be really different. And I think the number one choice I made is to ask myself, in that space, if I'm going to get married again, can I be myself here? Because I spent a very long time being who I thought people wanted me to be. And I feel like if you are in a relationship, you have to ask yourself, step number one for foundational truth is that safety. Can you be yourself here? Like that should be filter number one. Like your body and your soul, especially women, like we scan for safety. Can you breathe around them? Can you say what you really think? Can you be crazy and go speak on stages all over the United States and write books and start podcasts? And can you do all these crazy things and still be supported and held for who you are? Like not perfection, but you want to look for that consistency. Is it that person that supports you and pushes you into your potential? Can you be who you are at your core? Are they the same when no one's watching you? Does he treat me different in public than he does in private? Same person, public and private. Trust does not start with I love you. It's being able to feel safe telling you the truth. So that's a check-in. If you want to check in, question your relationship, like, do you feel peace or do you feel tension when you're with your partner? Because I'll
Yeah.
tell you right now, peace is God's yes. And tension is like the warning light in your car, the check engine light. Tension is like, okay,
Yeah.
this is fucked.
Don't just turn the stereo up louder and it'll go away.
Right.
it doesn't
Right.
it doesn't work like that.
But it's important. Can you be yourself?
Yeah.
Can vulnerability? I feel like the second stage of this, vulnerability. My ex husband weaponized everything I've ever cared about, everything he knew at the core of what would hurt me. He took all of my vulnerability and weaponized it. I was very hesitant to ever open up again. And it,
Even as a man,
yeah,
you're asked a lot of questions by your partner, and you want to build that trust, and you come out and you say the things that you've experienced. Um, Ladies, do not use those against us in an argument that had nothing to do with you 15 years ago.
right.
This is all new for us, and we're trying to put the right foot forward and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm with one that does not do that to me. So
I mean, it's when you feel safe, your heart is going to test that next level. It's automatic. Can I reveal something real and not have it thrown back in my face later? Can I be honest and not have him twist this to paint me into something that I'm not? Can I be completely myself? And I feel like this is the point in a relationship where you're either going to bond or break. Like if Benjamin could handle my softness with care, then that's how the roots start to happen. But if he's mocking me, if he's minimizing it, if he's ghosting me when I actually open up, my soul is like, all right, we're not safe here.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's, I mean, your check in
I think
question.
that's the same way it is for guys too,
Yeah,
because we are vulnerable when we open up because we put on a hard shell. You're not, when
that
you're told you're
pride.
you're you're not a man if you cry. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're not allowed to have feelings. We have to have a hard shell, and we put up that front. And inside of us, we're softies. We care about a lot of things. I mean, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself, but I feel like that is like that for a lot of guys if they can let that pride down a little bit and show who they really are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And I feel like this is going to be, I need to write it down because it's going to be another great episode because there's times when we've communicated and Ben is like, I'm not like you. I don't wake up with rainbows and butterflies in my head and I'm not like, ah. And I'm like, dude, that's never what I wanted you to be. The masculine part of being a man is so important. Not where pride is going to be your downfall, but I think there is a point where a man's vulnerability doesn't come on his wife. Like, and I mean, I have a lot of friends in the space that do, Power of Man podcast. If you guys have not heard that, if you are a man and you've not been listening to Power of Man podcast, go listen to my homie Rory because he paints this picture very well. And I agree with this. Like nobody wants a feminine dude. Like not in the space where God has called us, where men and women get married and have babies. Like I don't want the feminine guy. Like I'm the feminine part of us. I'm the one
Hmm.
that if we hit a rabbit, I cry. Like I'm the one if something if like I told Ben the other day, he hit a raccoon or something and I was sick to myself. I was devastated. I'm crying. And he's like, man, I just don't get it. And I'm like, I don't want you to get it because if you hit a raccoon and you started crying, I would divorce you. Like that's just not okay. But
No,
it's who I
we're the
am.
hunters and gatherers. We
Yes.
provide food and and
Yes.
shelter, and we build it all with our hands. And yeah.
If he was the one groveling and crying about his feelings all the time, that's my I may as well marry myself. Like you guys, we are opposite sides of the coin. So ladies, let your men be men. And I'm not saying Ben doesn't cry. I watched him tear up watching Rambo, dude. So I'm not saying like he's completely insensitive or he has no feelings.
You have
It's
one thing.
just it's what?
Okay, so like during the World Series or the Super Bowl, and I see like the final play of the game and the team won, like my eyes start watering.
Yeah, wear
Like
sunglasses,
I
dude.
think it's more like tears of joy, like I'm happy for them. Like I get it. These guys
Right.
have spent years and years and years playing football and then they reach the pinnacle. It's like it's more of like a tear of joy. Like if the
Right.
Detroit Lions ever win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be a big ass baby.
Right.
I've been waiting 48 years for those goons to win a dance.
Right.
Make it.
Yeah.
So
I
but
get
other
it.
than that, yeah, nothing else.
Re- revealing your weakness, guys, it's going to look different for you. We don't want you to act like us. We do not. Like let men be men. And when men have issues, like it's take that to men. Like there needs to be and there is a lot of masculine support here. Um Manhood is another podcast that is really great with my friend Josh. They have these communities for guys to go in and figure shit out, right? Because in some level you're the leader, like you're the head of the house. It is communication is great, but like it's weakness to break down or to freak out. Like if my husband's freaking out about his job, he needs to take that to his guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm helpless for things like that. Like there's just some things that stay with the guys and I trust that. I trust to give him that space to do that. Um at the same time there is a way to reveal your weakness as a man or insecurities or things you struggle with because that's how you're going to nurture and grow. So if he's struggling with something mentally and I feel a disconnect, if he can't communicate that, we can't get past that.
Mm-hmm.
So can you respond with grace and control? Because true vulnerability, it's mutual.
It
Um,
is.
ultimately, if you're the only one opening up, that is not intimacy, that is exposure, my friends. So
Mm-hmm.
check that. Okay.
Yeah. You said opening up for man side, and I know we got to cut off here soon. But um, one thing that I've done every year, except for the last year or 2 years, is me and some of my buddies, we would go on a motorcycle trip.
Yeah.
What better way to vent, get things out from work, get things out in relationships that may be bothering you,
Right.
maybe just dealing with things as a man, period. We discuss and talk about and we joke about, and you come back refreshed and renewed. There's also that absence makes the heart grow fonder. So while you're gone for a couple of days on a motorcycle trip, you come back and it's like, oh,
You miss
even
the
though
whole
I
family.
miss the whole family and it's
Yeah,
everything's new and good. So guys, take time for yourselves as well. Take times for
for
yourselves
sure.
and don't do anything stupid when you're taking time for yourself.
Right.
They
Right.
don't need no big what happens in Vegas stays in
Yeah,
Vegas.
no, no.
No.
And that's funny because I say stage three is integrity. Like, do your
Mhm.
actions match your words?
Yeah.
The talk meets the walk, and it's how you watch your partner handle responsibility and truth and temptation. Like, this is not about perfection; it is about the pattern. Um, if there's apologies and behavior is repeated, that is not growth, that's manipulation. But if they're honest even when it costs them something, that's going to be character and not performance. I think integrity is so important, and if you want your man to have integrity, you have integrity. There are some things that I am very protective over when it comes to my marriage and things that I am set in the ground with integrity. Like there is no, it is solid. It is solid. I will, protect that till I die. Um, so ask yourself, when things get hard, do they default to honesty or avoidance? You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I
we have to become the kind of person who can hold it.
Yeah. If they want to look at your phone, let them. You got nothing to hide.
Right.
You
Right.
know, there's I saw that on Facebook the other day. It was guy asked for his wife's phone and she just handed it to him. And then he said, "Well, let me go to your Amazon account." And she fainted.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, there needs to be boundaries, guys. Stop asking for her phone.
Right.
Actually, girls, stay with me later and I'll show you how to delete that. There's a lot of things you can delete. Okay. So, and do we keep secrets in a marriage? I never tell my husband how much I spend at any store because he has a heart attack. So it's just better if we don't talk about it.
Some
I'm
things you
like,
just, yeah.
leave the bags in the car, girls, until dad leaves for work. That's the golden rule. It's terrible. It's terrible. But it is very important, you guys, to really, I think the final stage in knowing if you could trust someone is that, can I build something with you? Because you've tested it, you've proven it, you've refined the trust, you've seen their flaws, they've seen yours. Nobody's running. So like that's your chance in a relationship to actually build something. It's not about protection anymore, it's about purpose. It's saying we're in this because God's hand is in on it, not because it's easy.
Yeah.
I'll never tell my husband, I trust you to never fail me. I would never say those words.
Yeah, don't put that on us.
I trust you to own it. I trust you to repair it. And I trust you to grow with me when you do. So I want you guys to ask yourself right now, are you building a relationship from convenience or from conviction? That's an important question to ask yourself. Um, we have I have so many episode ideas just from this first
Yeah, it's
little
been
deal
great.
here.
Yeah.
And especially the one where you said to go on a guy's night and complain about relationship things. Cause
Work, whatever's on your mind, kids,
no,
whatever.
you guys going to other people about your relationship is never going to help you because
No, it's not.
misery loves company. So if you've got a guy who hates his fucking wife and they're miserable, the minute you go in and you're
That'll
like, my
bleed
wife
off.
is like, my husband tells me how people at work talk about their wives,
Mhm.
and I am fucking horrified. Let me catch my husband talking about me like that. Like, I will be in jail because I would probably rip his balls off. Like,
How about good relationship things?
oh
How
my
about that?
gosh, yes, let's
I'm not
talk
just
about
saying,
that.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying just complaining. I'm not saying that.
Right. No, so many conversations, you
Oh
guys. I
yeah.
have so many conversations for this. But I guess at the core, we can sign off here. I trust isn't something that you just get because you're in a relationship. It's something that you build because you're willing to show up every single day. Not about perfection. You just need to be predictable. Trust isn't going to grow in your words, it's going to grow in your patterns. And like, it's not built in the grand gestures, you guys. It's the tiny, boring stuff. Like, Will is about to go do dishes. That's saying you can
Yeah.
count on me.
Yeah.
So, if you are listening right now and you're wondering where to start, I want you to start with being honest with yourself and with your partner, but start doing what you say you're going to do. Start making it safe for the other person to tell the truth. And if trust gets cracked, unless it's an affair, I'm going to say don't throw the whole thing away because God restores and people can too, but only if both people decide to stop defending and to start building. This isn't about making empty promises, it's about fixing things with your presence. And I feel like that's what I really want this show to be about, is to see, both sides before you lose something real. We want to help you maximize your life and talk about all the real life in between. I suppose we could talk about football too, because I think the NFL has sold out and it's kind of disturbing. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I did hope your Lions won last year and they went so far to just go so far. And that's a big letdown. But everything in between, you guys. So if you have any questions, if you have any requests, you got to reach out. I feel like we should get a group going,
I
a
think that
relationship group for the podcast.
the experience together we both have, and I'll be straight honest with the crowd that's listening right now. um been there, done that. You named it. I've done it, and I'm not a saint by any means, but you can also grab God's grace and really harness that right into your heart, and just every single day, just make the correct moves every single day, and keep keep improving.
Right.
Everything is cured in time, but you have to keep putting the right foot forward. So there's a lot. My point is there's a lot of experience here, and probably nothing that we haven't seen together. So,
Correct. Like
you know,
we have fucked up so many times, and that gives us the authority. That gives us the authority. Okay. Because no
yeah,
matter how much we've messed up, like we have always been in pursuit of what's good and what's true. And I think
yeah,
that is important wherever you are. And I mean, Lord, if we were perfect, we wouldn't need Jesus. And who cares about a foundation on God if you don't need Jesus? Because you're not getting any of that. So start there, you guys. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in, and
thank you.
make sure you share this out. Okay, share this out. Share it with your partner so they could be like, yes, she said don't do that. Well, he said do this. You guys can fight about us all day long because we're gonna love that.
Comment below. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know for sure. That's it for today's episode of Both Sides of the Mic, the real his and hers unfiltered. We'll see you guys next week.